Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. I am wearing my middle school graduation shirt because I don't have any clothes right now. It has been a hellish past few days. I basically spent like 2 days in the airport and I don't have my suitcase. So, middle school grad shirt. I am here because I have an important announcement, darling. My friend Victasia, some of you may know her as Tara Witte, but she is Victasia. She is a rapper, she is a singer, she is a songwriter. She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. She had put out a song called Peekaboo, and I made a house remix to it, and we have released that together. So we made a cute little video for it if you wanted to check it out. I'm gonna have that link down below. I will also have the link to the song on streaming platforms. I think this is my first release that I am not singing on, so I'm just the producer of this track, and it was really fun. I think I'm liking going in that direction, and I'm definitely going in a house direction because I've just fallen in love with DJing, and mixing house music is like, it makes all the happy chemicals flow. So yeah, this is a really fun song to make. It was so fun to hang out with Victasia and make this video together. We had the best time together in Orlando. I had the worst time coming back from Orlando. I do not wish to set foot in an airport ever again, but it was totally worth it. I love collabing with Victasia. We have a couple more songs together on the way, and she's also making a lot of her own songs right now. I highly recommend you follow her stuff as well. She is insanely talented. She can do hip hop, she can do R&B, she can do pop punk. She is definitely one to watch out for. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that very exciting collaboration. I know there's a lot of creatives in the collective who watches my videos, which is super cool. You guys know how exciting it is to team up with someone and like birth a vision together. It's like one of the most rewarding and just fun things. So if you'd like to see the magic we made together, it's down below. And I think that's all. I love you so much. And now let's get on to the reading.
Like, ooh.
Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So the topic for today's pick a card reading was actually originally suggested over on Patreon, and it was a really popular suggestion, so we're gonna do it on the main channel, and we are gonna be finding out what blessings or good news is coming next in your love life. And as you can see, today's reading is a pick a perfume reading. That was actually part of the original suggestion as well, because we have done readings with the perfume bottles on this channel before. I want to see if we can incorporate the fragrances into the reading. So at the start of your reading, I will spray the fragrance and see what is coming up intuitively. We will reveal the different notes of the fragrance you chose. And I think I also want to see if I can figure out the spiritual significance of the notes in your fragrance. Like if there's a certain flower or a certain fruit or like a certain type of wood, maybe it has a spiritual meaning that is relevant to you. So we can go over that as well as our little introduction before we get into the cards. So it's going to be a fun one. There are 3 groups to choose from today, and of course 3 different fragrances in different colored bottles. I will be popping them out of the cases here so that you can see the name of the perfume and the name of the brand, as those might call out to you. You can also scroll down to the timestamps if you feel called to do so. One of the numbers in a timestamp may be significant to you or maybe jumping out at you. So there's a few different factors to help you pick, but without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. So for my group number 1s, your fragrance is in this blue case, and it is called Vetiver in Bloom by Scents of Wood. For my group number 2s, your fragrance is in this pink case, and it is called Parisian Embrace, and the brand is Sentier. And for my group number 3s, this looks like a rosy brown, but it kind of looks orange on the camera. But anyway, this is what your case looks like. And your fragrance is called Love High by Confessions of a Rebel. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Vetiver in Bloom, this is going to be your reading. Here is the full breakdown of the reading we're doing today. So we have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Like I mentioned in the intro, this reading is going to start with your fragrance. We're going to start by getting messages from this perfume bottle. So I'm going to be spraying it and see what messages come to me intuitively through the scent. I've also looked up the different notes that are in this fragrance and their spiritual meanings so that we can see what the energy of your next love is going to be like. So that's the first part of this reading. Then we are going to do an energy check on you. So we're going to read into your current energy, your current situation, as well as the future, the near future energy or the near future situation that you are stepping into. Then we are going to see the events that are unfolding in your love life and the resulting blessing of that. And there's going to be 2 different interpretations for this part. So one for those of you who currently do not have a specific person in mind, and one for those of you who do have a specific person in mind. So there will be timestamps for you down below so that you can skip ahead to the message that applies to you. Of course, you're welcome to stick around for both. There may be messages that apply to you in both of the interpretations, regardless of what your situation is, but that's going to be the reading here on YouTube. And then we also have the extended today. This is going to be available on various different platforms, Vimeo, Patreon, or YouTube memberships. So you can choose whichever platform works best for you. If you are considering one of the membership options, just make sure that you read the description and you make sure you understand the different levels of membership and understand the benefits that you're getting so there's no confusion. In the extended reading, we are going to see what you could do in order to manifest this blessing more quickly or more smoothly. And on the flip side, what could possibly slow down or hinder your progress in aligning with this blessing. We are going to see 2 possible time frames that could be significant in your love life, and you can claim one of them or both of them. And then we are going to look at signs that you are seeing. So if you have already been seeing signs, we're going to see what those signs are trying to tell you. And if you haven't seen any signs yet, then we will figure out what signs you should look out for. And then finally, we are going to get a message from the person whom you are currently manifesting into your love life. So that is the reading that we're going to be doing today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start by spraying our fragrance. As you can see, there's hardly any left in this bottle. I've used a lot of it. I really like this one, and the time when I was using this the most is when I visited ASO's house for the first time, and I stayed with her for a few days. So I have really nice memories attached to this scent. There could be a message for you in there about your next love, really feeling like a best friend, spending time at each other's houses. I just saw 333, so yeah, okay, and I'm hearing make yourself at home. So your next love is just completely comfortable, doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel like there's that awkward phase when you're getting to know each other and like you're still kind of trying to impress each other and not being your true self. It feels like you're just best friends right off the bat, and even the first time you go to each other's houses, it's just like completely comfortable. Make yourself at home. You can do your morning routine here, you can do your night routine here, you can wear whatever you want in my house, like you can just exist however you want to. It feels really good. So let's spray. Yeah, that feels like a really comfortable home. I just imagined
a cool and breezy energy. Like you step into this space and you're like, I can relax. So that's how this next love is going to feel. It's a safe place for you to get away from the chaos and the bullshit of the world and just be at peace. This love feels like a cool, refreshing drink, or like a cool breeze on a hot summer day. It just puts you at ease. It's refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air. This scent is also mature. It smells mature. It smells grown up. So again, not a lot of bullshit. Like, we know ourselves. We've healed ourselves. We are mature. We don't play silly games. Like, this is a real healthy grown-up relationship, as it should be. We are going to read the different notes that are in this fragrance as well. So the notes of your fragrance are magnolia, white musk, jasmine, lilac, and vetiver, of course, which could be significant to you. I noticed that purity was coming up a lot in the spiritual meanings of the different notes. It came up 3 times. So first of all, I think that this is a sign that in this next love, you are going to be completely free of any past baggage. Again, I want to say no bullshit, no nonsense. I don't know, like, my group number ones, have you had a dating history with people who are just playing games and on their nonsense and messing with your head? Because I just feel like your next love is very, like, what you see is what you get, no nonsense, no second guessing. I'm not going to play games for your attention or your validation or make you like me. Like, I'm just gonna be who I am. And it's such a breath of fresh air. I heard low effort, but I don't think that means like you're not putting effort into the relationship. I think it means like you don't constantly have to be struggling to maintain this connection. There is an ease in here. And I also think that purity is talking about pure intentions. Like, I have no other intention but to be myself around you and love you and support you and be honest with you. I feel like this purity is also talking about honesty and a clarity in intentions, and this is going to help you to feel very, very secure in the relationship. There were also messages about divinity, divine connection, connection to spirit. Something I really like about the energy of this connection is that it is grounding. Root chakra energy came up, but it also supports you to fly as high as you want to fly. And often that balance is really important. Like, I'm gonna let you fly, but I'm also gonna anchor you to the ground so you don't fly away in the wind. It's a really beautiful energy. Messages of tranquility, calm. And then there were also messages of self-reliance and independence. So I do think that my group number ones, you have reached a point where I'm feeling like 9 of Pentacles energy, like you're self-sufficient, you can take care of yourself, you're doing great on your own, and you've reached a place where you would rather be on your own than be with the wrong person, because the wrong person only adds more stress to your life. And I feel like my group number ones, you have dealt with people who just brought nothing but stress and games and BS into your life, whether it was like a romantic connection or a friend, and you're just like, I'm not playing these games anymore. Like, you're tired, and if it means I'm gonna be on my own for a while, then I'm gonna be on my own for a while. Shit, I love my own company. I think you've really reached this place, and I have a feeling that you will not settle for anything less than a true divine connection, someone who helps you advance on your journey of personal growth and helps you advance on your spiritual journey, and who is also committed to their own. Yeah, like you're ready for something serious. So yeah, let's get into your cards. Where should I put this? I'm gonna put it up top here. We are going to look at these oracle cards to see your current energy as well as the energy that you are stepping into. So, wow, for your current energy, We have watermelon tourmaline. So this is very interesting. This crystal corresponds to the heart chakra, which is in the middle of your chakra system. And that is making me think of this balance between your lower energy centers and your higher energy centers. You are likely working on inner balance and inner harmony at this time. You could also be working on balancing your masculine and feminine energies. You could be thinking about your long-term future quite a bit. I keep feeling this mature energy from you. Like, you are ready to invest in your long-term future. You are ready to make serious moves in your love life and probably in other areas of your life as well. And it feels like you're really moving through life with intention. You are not choosing to invest your energy in things just to pass the time or just to feel some instant gratification. It feels like you're really spending your mental and emotional currency with a lot of intention in ways that will nurture you. We have death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So if this is your group, you have likely gone through a major personal transformation recently. For some of you, this death card could also be referring to a loss that you have experienced recently, but you're starting to see the seed of the new beginning that was embedded within that loss and seeing the new era that it was bringing in for you. But I am getting the feeling that there's an old version of you that you had left behind recently because this old way of living, this old way of thinking, it wasn't serving you, it wasn't resonating with you anymore. And I think you're feeling a lot more inner peace and inner harmony, or you're about to feel that very soon if this is your group. And we have North. Oh my gosh, this card just made me so excited. North, expansion, and the number 1. Right away, I thought of your North Star. So there's a sense of certainty with this card. And I just saw 1133 as well, 1133. And I saw 333 before too. So the numbers 1 and 3 could be significant to you. I think you're getting very clear. You don't have to be super specific, clear about exactly what you want, but I think you're very clear about the general direction that you are heading into. You know what your true north is. You know where your North Star is. And you may not know exactly what the journey looks like, but I think you have this sense of certainty. If I keep heading in this direction, I will go towards my purpose. I will go towards the fulfillment of all my heart's deepest desires. I was picking up 9 of Pentacles energy before. Now I'm picking up Hermit energy. The number 9 could be significant as well. But I want to say in the past year, you have really deepened your connection with yourself. And I think you know yourself very, very well. And you've also realized the truth that no one is going to love you like you. No one is going to know you like you. No one is going to be your best friend like you. And you have mastered being your own best friend, which means taking the best care of yourself possible and doing everything you can to give yourself everything that you desire. I'm also hearing no one's coming to save me. This could be a realization that you've had recently, but it feels very liberating. Like, no one's gonna come save me. No one's gonna make my dreams come true but me. So I'm gonna do everything I can to give myself what I want because I deserve it and because I love myself. So you're moving with purpose, you're moving with maturity, you're moving with intention, you're moving with certainty, and with a whole lot of self-love. And it's very beautiful. I think at this time in your life, you're feeling alive. Feeling alive and feeling grateful. So let's see the energy that you are stepping into in your near future. We have Saturn with limitation, pruning the roots. Go to the root of a matter and find out what needs to be cut back. Limitation now can create expansion later. Connect with the part of yourself that is self-sufficient, practical, and experienced. This is making me think, and actually, I mentioned ASO at the start of your reading, and I'm going to mention her again because I think it was with her that we were talking about like expansion through restriction. The same way within every ending there is a beginning, within every restriction, there is an expansion, because when you restrict one thing, something else is able to expand. When you cut back the weeds, the flowers are able to grow. So you could be currently cutting things out of your life that are going to allow for this love, this new love to blossom in your life. Whether that's certain ways of thinking, certain habits, certain ways of spending your time, certain relationships that were stopping you from being your authentic self. Because it's very clear to me that you being clear of your North Star and being clear of the direction you're heading in, and being in this constant state of checking in and shedding anything that doesn't resonate anymore, that sort of constant spiritual hygiene and spiritual clarity, I think, is important for you aligning with this new love. So you're always kind of going to be pruning. And it's interesting that this person has like branches around them. So there may be things in your life that need pruning, that need removing. That's going to help you align with this new love. We have last quarter moon in Pisces. Talk less, feel more. Saturn in Pisces could be significant for some of you. If I'm not mistaken, Saturn is retrograding in Pisces at the moment. So if you're watching this when it goes up, that period of Saturn retrograde in Pisces could be significant for you. I think it's from July to November. I will put, of 2025, I will put a subtitle if I'm wrong, but that came to my mind. Red flowers could be significant for some of you as well with these two images. I am also getting the feeling that you are keeping certain things to yourself, especially your inner journey and your healing. You don't need to announce how you're changing and how you're healing and how you're growing. If there's someone trusted in your life you want to talk to about it, of course, that is perfectly fine. But I think there's this feeling in you like, I don't need to broadcast what I'm going through. So, for example, some of you could be going through a shift where you are posting less on social media, or just keeping more intimate details of your personal journey to yourself, especially the spiritual side of things, like the revelations that you've had about your soul, the revelations that you've had about manifestation or about the journey to your purpose. You're kind of keeping that close for now. And also, a message that's coming through is that you're not gonna, quote unquote, put yourself out there just for the sake of meeting someone. And I think that's the right way to go about it. Like, if you feel like coming out of your shell, if you feel like going out, if you feel like making yourself more visible, then you will do it. But you're not going to do it just to meet someone. And that gives me the feeling that you're going to meet someone in a natural and organic way. For those of you who don't have a specific person yet, like, for example, going on an app, that's like with the express person of finding someone, right? Or like, oh, I should go to this thing because maybe my soulmate will be there. Or, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're naturally and organically going about your life, following your North Star. And you know that like the person you're meant to be with is going to find you. So I'm not going to go out of my way and do something that doesn't feel natural just because I think I might meet someone or I might see my person. I feel like that's not appealing to you. Again, I keep seeing like Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. You guys could have strong Virgo energy, like Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in Virgo. But those energies are coming through super strong. And we also have health, which is so funny because Virgo and the 6th house is related to health. Judging from this card and the keywords of your fragrance notes, I really think that your spiritual hygiene and your spiritual health is improving, and you're going to be attracting, like for those of you who are single and looking to meet someone, you're going to be attracting such aligned matches for you, and you're like existing on a completely different frequency from all the BS, all the drama, all the games. Like, I feel like you're attracting a really like mature, I want to say that again, a really mature and a really aligned match for you. And also Could be someone who really supports like your physical health, your mental health, as well as your emotional and spiritual health. And of course, just a healthy relationship, like a healthy dynamic. So you're ready for it, group number one. Like your next blessing in love, you are ready for it. I noticed that, you know, this is meant to be the future energy that you're stepping into, but I'm already talking about it like it's happening right now. So whatever you needed to do to manifest your new love, it's like you're already doing it right now. This isn't future energy. This is happening in the present as we speak. All right, so let's look at our chain of events that is happening in your love life. That came out really fast. Do you see what that is? It's the Lovers, and that is the first card that came out, and it came out so freaking fast. Okay, group number one. That is why when I pulled the cards for your future energies, I keep using the present tense, because your future is now. Like the future you've been dreaming of is now. The Lovers just shot out. I barely even shuffled. Are you like, do you already know this person? Are you already with this person? If not, I'm like, if you don't have someone in your life yet, you're gonna meet them or hear from them very, very, very soon. The fact that we have all the signs that have come out so far are mutable signs like Gemini, Virgo, Pisces. It means that change is coming. We have 2 Mercury ruled signs here. We have heart chakra energy, like communication, fast communication. We have the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the Knight of Wands, and then the the resulting blessing at the bottom of the deck is the World. I will say that emotionally receiving this blessing is kind of like, it looks a little bit like a roller coaster, because we have this exciting energy and then we have this challenging energy where it kind of looks like your confidence or your self-esteem is taking a hit and then it's restored, and then everything is balanced and everything is back as it should be. So this kind of reminds me of, and I know that I have used this analogy before, but it just describes this energy so well. Like if you've seen any like competition TV show where the person is like, the contestant is performing something, or maybe the contestant made something, and then the judge is like, contestant, I must tell you that this is horrible. Horribly amazing. This is the best thing I've ever seen. So it's like, oh, you had me in the first half. Like something is kind of gonna scare you and make you think like, oh shit, something's about to go wrong. But then the response is even better than you could have expected. We are going to go through this chain of events, and I'm going to start with an interpretation for those of you who do not have a specific person in mind at this time. So if you do have a specific person in mind and you want to skip this part, there's going to be this timestamp down below that you can click on to go forward. But of course, you are welcome to stick around for this message. For those of you who don't have a specific person, I feel like you are going to meet someone actually very, very soon. And honestly, you might already know this person. Maybe some of you low-key do have a specific person in mind, but you just wanted to stay open-minded, and so you're watching this part because I have a feeling that some of you who are sticking around for this part actually do have someone on your mind, or like already know this person, or are at least already aware of their existence. If you're like, KINO, no, I really cannot possibly think of anyone who you could be talking about, then I wouldn't be surprised if you already have a lot of mutual people in your life. You're already in the same circles. Some of you could be in a bit of a long distance situation, but I'm hearing the world is so small these days. So even if you're in a different city or different country from this person, I still feel like you are in the same community. Like, even across borders, maybe there's an online community that is very small, or there's a field of work where everybody knows each other. I do get the feeling that most of you are in close proximity though, or you will be in close proximity very soon. I do get the sense that this person is in the same community as you, works on similar things, or knows the same people, talks to the same people. Maybe there's like 1 degree of separation. I just really feel a proximity with this Lovers card, and just especially how quickly it came out. Like, they're already in your aura. They're already in your energy field, and you are going to be interacting with them very soon. I think that you're going to be attracted to this person because you feel like you have a lot in common, and that especially you would have a great intellectual connection, you would have great conversations. It's likely that you have similar interests, but your backgrounds are kind of different. So this is just one example. Like, you're both dancers, but one of you is a ballet dancer and one of you is a break dancer or something. But you still have a lot of common ground. Maybe you live similar lifestyles, or you are familiar with the pressures that you feel. Maybe your journey to success is similar. And so there's a lot that you can share with each other, and then you can also bring a fresh perspective to each other. And I think the feeling that you're gonna get when you meet this person is just like, I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them. I want to get to know them more. I want to hear their stories. I want to show them this cool thing. Like, it's that energy when you're so excited to share your interest with someone. That's the energy that you're going to have with this person. And you two do have a little special something in common that others in the same group or community might not have. It's like a little kindred spirit thing that is going on, and I think you're both going to notice it. Something else that is coming through is that when you're talking to each other, constant eye contact and just like constant smiling. You can't help it. And it doesn't even feel awkward. You know, sometimes you stare at each other too long and it gets awkward. You're just like, like I'm blushing a little bit. You're just constantly staring at each other and smiling. And I guess it feels a little bashful. Like, what? But no, I think you do find each other adorable, but not in a patronizing way, like, oh, that's cute, just in like, oh my god, you're so sweet, you're so cute. Yeah, this is a really sweet energy. And so I think this is gonna start by you making an offer to this person. Like, maybe you send them a message, you send them a gift, you invite them somewhere. You're offering a message or a sentiment to them, and either, bear with me, we're gonna get to it, either you don't get a response from them, or you don't get the response you wanted, or the response is kind of half-hearted. The 5 of Coins means something not panning out in the 3D reality, or it's just not quite what you wanted. now that I'm sitting with this energy, I am also kind of wondering if you're only getting half back because you only gave half. This is the example that is coming to my mind, and this can be applied to many different situations. But like, let's say you want to hang out with this person and you message them and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored this weekend. I have nothing to do, you know? And then they just reply like, oh man, that sucks. And then you're sad because you're like, you were supposed to invite me out. But it's like their response is not what you wanted because what you said to them is also not what you wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you were fully sending your offer, you would say, hey, I want to see you this weekend. So if you give half, you're going to get half back. You see? If you give everything, you're going to get everything back. I feel like, I mean, the lovers is telepathy, but I was going to say, don't assume that they can read your mind. Maybe they can, but they're holding back, okay? I feel like both of you could be a little bit shy or a little bit reserved with this Eight of Swords. So you're saying, oh man, I have nothing to do this weekend because you're too shy to ask them out. And then they're sitting there like, is this them saying they want to see me? Is it? I don't know. But let me not be presumptuous. I'll just reply something vague, you know? So if you stay in that vague energy, it's gonna stay vague. Like, there's kind of like, don't expect this person to assume your intention if you didn't clearly say it, because I feel like they're gonna err on the side of caution. They might guess that you are trying to drop a hint. They might guess that you are interested, but even if they're guessing that, it's not going to translate into action until it's 100% clear. That is something to note about this person. Either because they're shy or they're just being cautious. Maybe they want to be respectful, mindful, or they just don't take hints. 3333 as I'm saying that. So I feel like in some way you're offering something to them, reaching out, and you're not getting the response you expected. And this could kind of put you in your head of like, oh my gosh, like they're not into me. Oh my gosh, they don't care. Or like, oh my gosh, they didn't take that well. You're worried. It feels like you could start worrying that you said something wrong or did something wrong, or just that they're not interested. But then with the Knight of Wands, something is going to happen to completely restore your confidence. And what I feel like this is getting an explanation of why they reacted the way they did. Another example of this is like, you DM them and you kind of went out on a limb, and then they never read the message. They never get back to you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so dumb for getting my hopes up. Like, of course they didn't respond. And then some time goes by and they finally respond. And they maybe explain to you like, oh, sorry. Like, I don't know how Instagram works. I didn't realize that there was a DM in my requests folder, or like your email was in my spam folder. Like, I don't know why it was there. Or like, sorry, I was doing a social media detox. Sorry, I forgot my password and I got locked out of my account. Like, there's gonna be some reason that has nothing to do with you or how they feel about you, but you could get in your head about it in the meantime. And the same goes, like, if you received a response from them that is not quite what you wanted, it means that it's not the end. There's going to be some valid reason, and some reason that does not hurt your confidence, and in fact will boost your confidence. So hang in there. I know this is very uncomfortable, this period of waiting and wondering, especially if you're like an anxious person, and this is why I think it's so important that you set yourself up in this energy, You're like, as long as I'm being true to myself and as long as I'm expressing myself authentically, then whatever happens, happens. I feel like it's important that you really ground yourself in that energy, because this might mess with you a little bit. Like, it's, I don't know what it is, but it's like you're offering them something and it's taking time for them to respond, or the response seems like half-hearted at first, and it's tempting to spiral of like, oh, they're not interested, I blew it, I said something wrong. But their final response, or like their real response, is going to make you happy as a clam, I think is the expression. And the world here is completion. It's like getting every last thing that you wanted out of the situation. It's things reaching their final form. So whatever you hoped to receive in return when you made this offer, the world says that you're going to get it. So I feel like for many of you, this is your sign. Like, when you feel called to express yourself to someone, you do it, regardless of what the response might be or what happens immediately after. It is going to bear fruit in the long term. So it's important that you don't stay quiet when you are drawn to someone, when you are feeling things for someone. And again, like, I'm not promising something's going to come of it right away. You're going to get the amazing outcome right away, but that seed you planted will grow into the most beautiful flower in time, and it's going to make you happier than you could have ever imagined. I often see in love readings the World card indicating reciprocated feelings and a relationship becoming official, and like everybody knowing about it. So this is clearly someone who's very proud to know you, who is so happy that you came into their life, and who wants to show you off, and who wants to make it known, like, hey, we're talking, hey, we're seeing each other, hey, like, we're dating, we're in a relationship. Like, this is not someone who is keeping that hidden, or who is going to shy away from expressing how excited they are. I just heard like how excited they are that you exist. This person really thinks you're the shit. They really think you're the bee's knees. And don't ever think that they don't. You're going to get in your head about something, group number one. But remember this reading. Remember that there is no need. There is no need to spiral in those thoughts. You just give it time and trust that you felt drawn to this person for a reason, and you offered them what you offered them for a reason. You reached out for a reason. And it's all that love you put into the message, the offer to them, it's going to come right back to you. Okay, so now we're going to get into the message for those of you who do have a specific person in mind. So if you would like to skip this part, then there's going to be this timestamp down below that you can click on. So for those of you who do have a specific person in mind, it looks like, if you haven't already, you are very soon going to have a conversation about your feelings, about the future. It does seem like you're going to be making plans for your future, and there's going to be a level of honesty and directness and clarity that you maybe haven't experienced before with this person. You're going to feel like, wow, now I really understand you. I really understand why you do what you do, and I really understand how your heart is feeling, and I understand what you've been through. Your person could start to share a lot more about their past, share a lot more about their story and what motivates them, and yeah, like why they've interacted with you until now in the way that they have. And you're going to feel closer to them than ever before, and really feel like a powerful shift has happened. Shortly following this, there are going to be some doubts. And what I see with the Five of Pentacles here is that whatever plans you talked about, or whatever feelings you discussed, don't immediately materialize into the physical reality. And this is going to make you doubt the truth of what you talked about, and could kind of get you in your head with the Nine of Swords here. So an example of this would be if you had a heart-to-heart with your person and you said, we want to see each other more frequently. We want to communicate more frequently. Can we please do that? I don't like these long breaks where we're not talking to each other, or there's these long breaks where we're not seeing each other. Yeah, I agree. Let's talk to each other more. And you have this discussion and you feel really good about it. But immediately after, with the Five of Pentacles here, it feels like there is little to no change. Like you don't see the things you talked about really coming to fruition. Maybe you discussed certain things that you want to do together, like a trip that you want to go on, or a date that you want to go on, or you want to introduce each other to your friends and family. Or maybe if you're already with this person, like you've talked about getting engaged or getting married or looking for a house together or starting a family. Like these could be bigger commitments too. But it feels like, at least for now, it didn't go farther than discussing plans and intentions. And you may feel like there hasn't been any concrete change or concrete action taken to make these changes happen, and that could make you doubt yourself. But at the very end of this journey, we have the Knight of Wands, and I said this for the other interpretation as well, for those who don't have a specific person, but this Knight of Wands at the end is like, the response that you finally get from your person makes you feel so confident. So, for example, you talked about you want to get married, but then you don't see anything happening. You don't see your dynamic changing. It's not brought up again. And you're like, what's going on? Did they change their mind? Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they were planning this big surprise proposal for you. Or you talked about them meeting your family, and meanwhile, behind the scenes, they're learning about your family or seeing what they would like for a present. It's like they're doing all this stuff behind the scenes. Maybe it's a surprise. But what you're seeing in front of your eyes with your five senses is like, oh, nothing has changed. Maybe they're not as committed as they said they were. Maybe they don't care as much as they said they did. Maybe they just like the idea of doing these things with me, but they're not willing to put in the effort. It feels like they're making a lot of effort where you don't see it, and they're coming back around and surprising you. And then there's this feeling of, oh my gosh, I feel so silly for ever doubting them, because they're just showing how much you were always on their mind, how much they always cared, how much they were always making you a priority. And yeah, there's a feeling of like, I don't know if it's like you feel sad or you feel silly, like that you doubted their intentions, because you know deep down that this person is sincere and this person is genuine. And maybe it's past wounds, like past wounds of not being treasured when you should have been treasured, that make you worried that your current person is not treasuring you. But it feels like they're working on a lot behind the scenes to bring about the outcome that you want and bring about all the things that you talked about. It's just not happening right away. And I feel like any delays that are happening are for practical reasons. They're not for the reason of not being mentally ready or not being emotionally ready. It's just like whatever they're working on or whatever change they're making, it takes time. And there may be circumstances out of your control that they're dealing with. And maybe the time is just feeling longer because you're anxious to see the change. But just know that it's never not on their minds. I feel like your person is always thinking about you and considers you in everything that they do. Like they're never just like, oh, I forgot about group one, or like, nah, I don't care. I feel like you're always there. You're always there in their hearts. And they're always working toward that future with you. And just the way things are now, you may not see that right away, or they may not present that to you right away. So it does feel like there's this middle period where you're kind of doubting and you're kind of worried about it. But then when the final outcome arrives, you feel even more confident in this relationship than you did before. And then the blessing resulting from this is the world. The world is completion, something reaching full completion, something reaching its final form. And this is going to be different for everyone. But if you think about the farthest point that you want to reach with this person, whether that's being in a relationship, living together, being engaged, being married, having a family, like however far you want to take it, if you think about that final stage that you want with this person, like that's what the world is. The world is the end. The world is the completion. So what you're experiencing here is leading to and actively working towards this blessing. I said this for the other group within group 1 as well, but the world can talk about a relationship becoming official or becoming more widely known. So you could be reaching a milestone with your person and then you start telling people in your life. You know, think about when you get engaged, you tell all your family, you tell all your friends. When you get into a relationship, maybe you start posting pictures together on social media, or you start introducing each other to all the people in your life. It's like spreading the message of the joyous thing that has happened between the two of you and letting more people know about the love that you have. And yeah, this could be like becoming official, or making your relationship public, or posting something, just everybody knowing about this lovely thing that has happened in the future that you're moving towards. For those of you who are in a long distance situation, the world can talk about you getting to see each other, visit each other, or even moving to be closer to each other. So it's all going to be a happy ending. And this doubt that you're feeling, it could just be because of the amount of time something is taking, or because certain efforts that they're making are not immediately visible, but they are very much happening. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for my group number 1s. We're gonna go into the extended now, where we are going to see, I have to remind myself, what could you do to manifest this blessing more smoothly or more quickly? And what could possibly slow down or hinder your progress? We are going to see 2 possible time frames for this blessing to come, and you could claim one or both of them. What the signs are trying to tell you regarding this connection, and if you're not seeing signs, what signs should you look out for pertaining to this connection? And then we're also going to get a message from your person, the person that you're with or the person that you're manifesting. So if that sounds good to you, I'm going to have the links down below. Vimeo, Patreon, YouTube memberships. It's all the same reading, just available on different platforms, so you can meet me wherever works best for you. If you want to leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram. You can check out the extended readings as well as full-length exclusive pick-a-card readings on Vimeo, Patreon, or YouTube memberships. They're all the same content, just on different platforms. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I will also have my latest release down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your person, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Parisian Embrace, this is going to be a reading all about the blessings or the good news that is coming next to your love life. So this is the full breakdown of the reading we're going to do today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended, and like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to start off this reading by spraying the fragrance and doing a little reading with the scent. So we'll see what intuitive messages come up with the scent, and then I've also looked up the different notes that are in this fragrance and written down the spiritual meanings. Whoa, my throat just made a weird noise. Sorry if you could hear that. Maybe the throat chakra is significant. Anyway, as I was saying, I wrote down all of the spiritual meanings of the different notes that are in this fragrance. So we will look at those too, and see how the energy of your next love is being described. And is there anything else? I think that's the extent of what we're going to do with the fragrance. Then we're going to get into the cards. I just saw 111, by the way. So we're going to start off with an energy check to see your current energy, your current situation, as well as the energy that you are stepping into in the near future. And then we are going to look at the events that are about to unfold in your love life and the blessing that will result from that. And there's going to be 2 different interpretations for this. So there will be one for those of you who don't currently have a specific person in mind, and one for those of you who do have a specific person in mind. And there's going to be timestamps for you so that you can skip to the part that applies to you. Of course, you're welcome to stick around and listen to both interpretations. There may be messages in both of them for you. I don't know why I'm having a hard time talking for my group number 2s. But anyway, that's what the YouTube reading is going to be. And then we also have an extended. This is going to be available for you on Vimeo, Patreon, and YouTube memberships. Same reading, just on different platforms so that you can access it wherever works best for you. If you are considering joining a membership option, thank you very much. Just make sure that you read the description, because there's like different membership levels that offer different things. So just make sure you know what you are getting with your membership. In today's extended reading, we're going to see what you could do in order to manifest this blessing more quickly or more smoothly. And on the flip side, what could potentially slow down or hinder your progress as you align with this blessing. We are going to see 2 possible time frames. Actually, group number 1 got 3. So at least 2 possible time frames for this blessing. And you could claim one of them or both of them. And we are going to see, for those of you who've been seeing signs, we're going to see what they've been trying to tell you about this connection, this love. If you haven't been seeing signs, then we will take a look at what signs could be popping up for you so that you know what to look out for to receive messages about the connection that you're in or that you are manifesting. And then we are going to get a message from the person you are manifesting, or the person you're currently involved with. A message from your person. I do want to mention that since I started filming your reading, I have seen 111, 222, and 333. So angel numbers that are made up of the same number repeating could be significant to this group. I also have a visual of yellow flowers in my mind's eye and like a warm yellow sun. It feels happy but peaceful. So let's spray your fragrance. As you can see, this one, I haven't used much of it. Don't get me wrong, I actually love this scent, but for someone else, not for me. I think when I used it in an earlier reading, I said it reminded me of girls that I used to have crushes on. So it's like someone I like would wear this, but it's just like not myself. So maybe your next love is someone who is the yin to your yang, someone who is different from you, but that makes it work. I also remember that, yes, it's so like warm and sweet and feminine. It has kind of like a playful and sexy energy to it as well. So I definitely think the love that you're manifesting right now is like fun and flirty and exciting. Okay, I feel like this person is not going to be shy about flirting or expressing like sensuality, sexuality, and is very charming. I think this is someone who's going to make you melt. And the differences between the two of you are quite exciting. So just for one example, maybe they have completely different hobbies from you. And so you get to try all these new things for the first time. Or they just come from a different background than you, and it's a whole world that you haven't seen. There's this message of differences that complement each other well. And now I'm also seeing in my mind's eye the Temperance card. Also the Moon card, interestingly. But anyway, yeah, it's really, really nice. I think if a girl was wearing this, I would just, I would be swooning, but it's just not me. Anyway, I'm like already halfway into the reading and I realize that I didn't read these. So here are the notes that are in your fragrance: peach, pear, licorice, almond, and vanilla. there was a lot about longevity and immortality. So that could be a sign that your next love is going to be very long-lived and could even last forever if that's what you are looking for at this time. There were also a lot of messages about abundance and prosperity, and I would love for you to claim this energy for all areas of your life. Good fortune, fertility was coming up as well. So I feel like you're in this energy where your endeavors are going to be successful. For those of you who are wanting to have children, fertility is a great sign for you. Or like you're maybe meeting the person that you would have children with one day. There's messages of, fertility twice and rebirth and spring. There's a new you that is emerging, that everything you touch turns to gold. We have the water element that came through twice, and there was Venusian and Aphrodite energy that was coming through as well, which goes nicely with the feminine scent of this fragrance. And I do feel, Mercury too. I do feel energies of sensuality and sexuality and just like a flirty nature coming through. So I think it's safe to say that you and this new love have excellent chemistry together. Okay, back to the rest of the messages. Let's get into your energy check. Your current energy, we have Moonstone. Oh my gosh. And I was just saying that I was seeing the moon card in my mind's eye. Clairvoyance could be significant to this group. So you could see things before they happen or receive messages from your spirit guide or from your person's higher self in the form of visuals. For those of you who haven't met your person yet, I would bet that you have a sense of what they're going to look like roughly. Like maybe you've seen them in a dream or you've seen them in a meditation, or there's certain people when you see them, you just know on an intuitive level that your person is going to have similar features. And it's likely if you do have a type visually, aesthetically, that this person will be your type. I do get the sense with Moonstone that they visit you frequently in your dreams. I don't know if they always look how they look in the 3D, if they're always appearing as their human self. They could appear in a different form sometimes, or maybe you just feel their presence. I feel like that happens to me a lot, where like I'll dream about someone, but they weren't necessarily physically there. I just kind of felt that they were around. Monarch butterflies could be significant to you, and also birthday numbers. So you may see your own birthday numbers as a sign or your person's birthday numbers. The Moonstone card is giving me a feeling that my group number 2s, you're kind of traveling between worlds right now. Traveling between states of consciousness. Some of you are talking to your ancestors or talking to your deceased loved ones, and you're sort of starting to understand the language that they speak to you in. Maybe it was a bit awkward at first making contact with those who are not in the physical realm, but I think you're starting to understand how you speak to them and they reply, the symbolism that they use. You're forming your own language with your loved ones that you're speaking to. And this is your current energy. So if you don't feel like this yet, I think you are about to feel this way. And I think you're feeling very supported in the spirit realm and feeling like all is well. For those of you who do have deceased loved ones, I think they want you to know that they are very peaceful and very happy, and any struggles that they were facing during their incarnation, they are completely freed from that pain, and they're just so happy, and they're still very connected to you as they always have been, and they're sending you lots of love. I just noticed that the Moonstone card has a face on the moon, so it's like your loved ones are smiling down at you, and the veil is very thin for you right now, and it's only going to get thinner, I'm hearing. You're tuned into other states of consciousness and other realms of existence, that you're kind of simultaneously experiencing all of them at once. And okay, communicating with people could become a bit overwhelming because it's like you're interfacing with the human. You can see the human, and then you can also see that human's aura, or you can see that human's soul. You're becoming very, I don't know why I'm hearing like the Japanese word right now, like reikang, like you can feel spirits, but I guess you have that. Okay, we have Judgment. Look at this indigo color on both of these cards. That's your third eye opening. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So I think something that's happening as you are becoming more attuned to people's souls and spiritual energy is that you could find yourself having more compassion for people and the collective as a whole. That doesn't mean you necessarily want to be friends with everyone, or you agree with everyone, or agree with everything everyone does. But even those who are, let's say, who are not the nicest people, you can have compassion for them and how they became that way, and that they're just a soul trying their best. And I think this is gonna release a lot of like hard feelings or a lot of burdens from you. You could also be going through a deep process of forgiving yourself or forgiving others in your life. And we have air, motion, the number 22. So we have common themes of this indigo color and also beings in the sky. You have like ancestors or loved ones or animals. Could also be animals on the other side, because we have horses in the sky here who are, I'm hearing they're showing you the way. You and your loved ones gravitate towards each other. So if your loved ones are in another realm, 1144 as I'm saying this, they're like, in a good way, sort of pulling you into their world. You have a strong force in the spirit realm that's gravitating you there. And your psychic abilities are heightening right now. So interesting too that we have Moonstone, the number 22. There was like feminine energy coming through with this fragrance. It is very much giving me the feeling of the High Priestess, who has she's very tuned to her psychic abilities. And we have motion here, so definitely your spiritual team is saying, like, we don't just want to show you this. Like, yes, we're showing it to you because it's cool, but you can do stuff with this energy, with these things that you're seeing, with this knowledge that you're gaining. You can apply this to your life to bring about your desired outcomes. Something else that is coming through is that you may be currently going through, or in the very near future, you will go through a shift in your priorities. I'm hearing certain things are losing their shine, okay? Maybe certain worldly things are losing their shine. The hustle, the grind, the fancy material things. I don't know. Something you were pursuing or prioritizing is just not appealing to you anymore. Maybe it's because you can see its energy in a different way now. And when you actually look at its aura, or you tap into the consciousness of what you were pursuing, you're like, oh, that's not really appealing to me. That's not really aligned with me. Yeah, this is really going to help you move through the world. Like you're seeing a whole other dimension. Obviously, you're still here on this earth, but you're just seeing a whole other dimension to things. It's really cool. So let's see what energy you are moving into. Freedom. Sagittarius. Interesting, because I saw the Temperance card in my mind's eye that's related to the sign of Sagittarius. Releasing a bird to fly free. A wild bird soars in the air, limited only by its wingspan and the weather. Do you need to find bigger adventures or a new life philosophy? Are there limitations on your freedom that need to be acknowledged? We have full moon in Capricorn, take a reality check. And we have love. And the indigo color again. Sorry, I'm a broken record, but your third eye is opening and it's freeing you. And it's funny that take a reality check is here, because I feel like now you finally feel like you are seeing the truth of this life, and maybe a lot of what you had experienced and a lot of what you had believed, and I'm hearing the rules that you played by up until now are feeling more and more like an illusion. And this is liberating you in all ways, but of course this is coming up in a love reading, so this is going to affect the way you relate to people as well. You're feeling very safe, you're feeling very held, and I feel a lot of worries melting away when it comes to your love life. For example, when it comes to meeting someone or meeting the right person or getting closer to your person of interest. I feel like all worries and urgency surrounding that is melting away for you, because you realize that it's inevitable. I'm hearing that your desires would come to fruition. And you're really in a place of loving every moment and being present. You know that your love is coming. You know that your desired outcome is coming. So you're not worried about it. I think you're just so focused on being here in the present and, yeah, experiencing each moment. There's another Moonology deck that I have, and the full moon in Capricorn card says, I think it says you're very close to achieving your goal or something. It has that kind of sentiment on it, like, if I remember correctly. Anyways, I want to say that for you. Also interesting, again, like flying animal, a bird flying upwards, a butterfly flying upwards, horses galloping in the sky. You are reaching new heights. And there's that ironic statement of when you let go, when you loosen your grip, that's when everything starts happening for you. It seems like your biggest, and I almost said your only, priority now is enjoying life and enjoying every moment. Let's look at the events that will be unfolding. Zodiac signs that I see here: Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Gemini. This is kind of silly, but I was looking at some of the first letters on the oracle cards, because sometimes I like to look at initials, and I saw JAL, which is an airline. I think it's Japan Airlines, which is the second time I've mentioned something related to Japan in this reading, so I don't know if that's significant for somebody, but you could be doing some air travel soon. That would make sense why we have all these like flying animals in the sky. If you do have a pet, maybe you're gonna go on a little trip with them. Some of you could also be like welcoming a companion animal into your home in the near future. There's going to be a focus on fifth house activities, creativity, passion, fun, leisure, dating. Okay, so if you don't have a specific person, your dating phase with the person you're manifesting is going to be very fun and passionate. And even if you're already with someone, there could be like a renaissance of your honeymoon phase coming up. You're enjoying going on fun dates and reviving that excitement. putting the spark back in your relationship. I'm also seeing the Ace of Wands and 1919 as I said that, which is the sun. So there's definitely a feeling of a renewed zest for life. And I think it's because of the new perspective that you have. Everything is colored in a new way. Everything is shining in a new way because of this spiritual awakening. And so your everyday experiences now, you're seeing them through new eyes. And everything is so beautiful and everything is so fun. We have the Empress and this, oh no, that's the Emperor. Interesting. Empress/Emperor. Non-binary imperial being. And the Six of Coins. An Aries with a Taurus moon could be significant. I know that is like really, really specific. Two of Cups. The Nine of Wands. Sag moons are also coming through. And the Nine of Cups. And then the blessing that is resulting is the Queen of Swords. So we are going to, actually, did I do this for group number 1? Okay. I'm going to start with a message that will apply for everyone. Then we're going to split it up into like those of you who don't have a specific person and those of you who do. This is where I see the blessing coming in the timeline of events, of course, with this Two of Cups here. So if your desire is to have a new love enter your life, or your desire is to get closer with a specific person, that is happening here in the timeline with this Two of Cups. And you can even see on this deck, there's like the snakes intertwining, and there's one light snake and one dark snake, which is really cool because I do feel like your new love, 2222, as I'm saying this, is like yin and yang. You are different, but you complement each other. So this is where it's happening. And before that, there's like one step for you to take. So if what I describe here sounds like what you're currently doing, then that will be a sign that you are about to manifest your blessing. If it doesn't sound like what you're currently doing, then this might be the step that will be taken leading up to your blessing. So there is also a period where you receive your blessing, but then you have to wait for it. And the best way that I could describe this is you purchased your tickets to travel. So it's a done deal, right? It's secured. But now you have to wait until your departure date. So it is a waiting, but it's not, it's like an excited waiting. It's anticipatory. Anticipatory? Is that a word? I don't know. It builds up the excitement. And yes, it's a bit like, oh, is it here yet? Is it here yet? Even the way the analogy that came was the way like when a child goes to bed on Christmas Eve. Like they know when they wake up the presents are going to be there, and the waiting is kind of part of the fun. So it's not like a heavy waiting or a sad waiting. It's like we already know it's happening. We're waiting for our package to get here, but it's been purchased, like it's a done deal. So you get the blessing, you have to wait for it, and then it comes. So that is the common thread for everyone, regardless if you have a specific person right now or not. So now we are going to get into the personalized messages. So if you do not have a specific person in mind at the time that you're watching this, this is going to be your message. If you do have a specific person and you would like to skip this part, you can use this timestamp. It will be down below as well so that you can click on it and skip ahead. Of course, you're welcome to stick around for this message if you feel called to do that. But let's get into it. So if you don't have a specific person, where you're going to be at in your life before you meet them is you're going to be pretty independent. You're going to be doing your own thing. You may be doing something that is kind of against the grain, or you have recently made a significant life decision that is just for you. And I want to be careful with this wording, because what I was going to say is you didn't take anyone else into consideration when you made this decision, but that is not presenting as a selfish energy, because there wasn't really someone else to consider. It's not like you were being inconsiderate of others in making this choice. It's just that you didn't worry about what will people think of this. Or is this what people expect me to do? What would so-and-so say? Would so-and-so be proud? Like, you're not thinking like that. You're saying, I want to do this and this is for me. The Emperor is the main character of their life, the boss of their life. They are calling the shots. And so you're doing something just for you, and also that may be a bit scary to you, a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but I'm hearing you just know you have to do it. And it makes a lot of sense to know, assuming, this resonated with you if you've watched this far, that you're going through a spiritual awakening or you've gone through one recently. And that makes these leaps of faith a lot less scary, because you realize that you're more in control of the outcome than you once thought. The outcome is something that you are co-creating with the universe, but you are very much taking the lead. You're showing the universe that you're ready. You're showing the universe what you want to experience, and so the universe co-creates that with you. You're standing on the edge to take a leap of faith, not saying, what will be waiting for me down there, but recognizing I co-create whatever is down there with the universe on my way. And the unknowns just feel like pleasant surprises. It's scary, but deeper than that, I think you have a feeling of safety. Like, I know the universe has my back. That would be a lovely affirmation for you, group 2. The universe has my back, because it really does. And your loved ones have your back. So you're doing something kind of bold, like a bold, maybe kind of ballsy change with your life. I just heard going solo, which I think we often use that phrasing for, when someone was in a band or like in a girl group, in a boy group, and then they do a solo project. But we can translate that to other things. It could be that you used to live with family, you used to live with roommates, and now you're living solo. You used to work on a team or work for an agency, and now you're doing something independently. You're starting your own business or your own practice or building your own client base or whatever. Going solo, doing something independently, doesn't necessarily mean that you're all alone, but you're relying on your own discipline and relying on your own ideas and your own problem solving. I feel like there's not really anyone telling you what to do or giving you guidance, but you know that you can handle it. You know that you can do it on your own, and you want to do it on your own. And I think that your person, wherever they are, is kind of doing the same thing at the same time as you. This is the thing, like, you are different. You are yin and yang, but you still move through the world in tandem, like little fishies crisscrossing each other. I don't know what that is, but sure. So you're still connected and moving at the same time. Yeah, one of you feels like the yin and one of you feels like the yang. Obviously, everyone has both in them, but it's kind of giving very complementary, possibly even like a counterpart energy. But yeah, and this is paying off. 6 of Coins. Clear sign that this bold and ballsy move and this change that you're making to do something solo or be more independent is paying off for you. It's going to be received well. It's going to make money if that applies to your situation. The universe is going to provide for you what you need in order to make this happen. I feel like there's just going to be so much proof that you are on the right path and so much proof that the universe is providing for you in this venture. And this person coming in is the icing on the cake. It's the final confirmation. Here's an example that just came to my mind very clearly. The example of moving out on your own. So let's say you lived with your family, or you lived in a house with a bunch of roommates, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go move to this new city and I'm gonna get my own apartment. And it's this big move for you. And then on the day you move in, like, your neighbor is your person, or they live in your building, or you are going to start your own business. You're leaving a company and starting your own business. And then at the co-working space, you meet your person. So it's like, because of the new environment you're in, based on the new things you're doing, you meet your person, and that is just the biggest, well, not the biggest, but, well, maybe, a very, very big confirmation that, okay, I did the right thing by taking this leap of faith and trusting myself and trusting the universe. Like, I know that the universe has my back. So that's very exciting. And I do feel, remember, there was that charming energy. There was that flirtatious energy. I'm seeing a very cheesy scene in my head. I'm seeing, like, you moved into an apartment and there's a shared laundry room, and you meet your person in the laundry room, and oh my gosh, like, it's your underwear. You're washing your underwear. I don't know. It's so cheesy. Like, I feel like that would be in a movie. Like, are these yours? But okay, just translate that emotion into something else, you know? It's a kind of, we're kind of like shy. There's a flirtatious energy to it. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. It's, you know, it's not about the specific scene. It's about the emotion it conveys. And I think there is something in there that's like cheeky or playful or just flirtatious, whatever. That kind of energy is going to be present from the beginning. Yes, and I would be shocked if it takes this person like a long time to ask you out. They could literally ask you out like right then and there, or like the second time they see you. I don't think it's going to take long. And also, I'm getting a specific image of you going somewhere nearby for a date. So, you know, just keep going with this example of meeting in your apartment building. Maybe there's like a little cafe down the street and you go there. Or the co-working space example, maybe there's a restaurant not far away and you go there. So it's like you've met in this place and they're like, this is nice. Do you want to go somewhere else? It feels like it happens very smoothly, very naturally. Speaking of which, we have to look at your fragrance notes. That just reminded me of it. I don't know. What should I do? Should I chop this up and put this in the beginning? I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm about to go back to the past and I'll see you in a second. Hi, I'm back. So once this happens, you know, the chemistry is amazing. Things are going smoothly. I could see like your physical relationship getting closer if you're into that. Then we have the 9 of Wands. So this represents the stage where you know you're pretty certain that things are secured, that it's a done deal, but now there's this period of waiting. But it builds a pleasant anticipation. You know, we've been talking a lot about chemistry, flirtation, the spark. And when you are at a distance from each other, or when you have to wait to see each other, that can actually be perfect for building up the spark. So I think there's something like that that is happening in this situation. One example would be shortly after you meet, one of you has to go away for business, or you just get really busy and your schedules are not lining up. There's some reason that you can't see each other yet, or you can't be together in the way that you want to just yet, but you know that you both want to, which makes me feel like it's something out of your control. You know, we gave the example of once you've bought your plane ticket, there's nothing you can do really to make, you can't make the plane depart on an earlier date. Like, it's scheduled when it's scheduled. If someone is away, well, they're going to be away until they come back. You have no choice but to wait. But there's a certainty of, oh, when we do get to see each other, it's going down. Like, we're going to get our desired outcome. So that's why I don't feel concerned about this waiting period. It doesn't really feel like a separation or a wait period that is infused with doubt. It just feels exciting. And then we have the Nine of Cups, which is you are getting what you want. You're getting your desired outcome. So yeah, I would say that the main theme of this blessing is like a new, very passionate and fun relationship. And we have the Queen of Swords as the blessing that results from this. I do feel like this is your energy. Either you could be this kind of person, or just life has been really asking this energy of you recently. The Queen of Swords feels like a fixer in this case, a fixer, a problem solver. Always has to be sharp, always has to be on her toes and analyzing the situation and organizing things. That could be the role you've had to take in your job. So it feels kind of uptight. It feels kind of highly strung. I have to always be aware of problems that need to be solved, and I need to be serious and mature and professional and on top of my game at all times. And it fries you, I'm hearing. It's exhausting. You can do it, but it's exhausting. For some of you, this could also be the role that is asked of you in your family or in certain social groups. There's an energy for some of you of other people in a group not having their shit together, and then you have to fill in for them. So imagine like you have family members who don't carry their weight, who don't take care of themselves, and you have to fill in for them. Or you have people at your job who don't know what they're doing, and then you have to clean up their mess. And it's like, oh, you're so smart, you're so competent, you can do it. Like, yes, I can do it, but I'm freaking exhausted. So I think you're tired of being highly strung. And the blessing with this is that, first of all, this is someone who has their shit together. So that's problem number one checked off. You don't have to worry about that. And they bring this sense of fun and relaxation to your life that you can just let loose and you can just enjoy the moment and forget about your responsibilities. They just really bring you back into the moment, and it looks like they take your mind off stresses and they keep your mind off stresses. So what I mean by that is, like, it's not just that this person says like, oh, I'm going to show you a good time and take your stresses away, and then when we're done, back to the real world. Like, no, they help you in a more holistic way. So I feel like this person has a wonderful effect on your mental health, probably someone who has mastered the art of not worrying and encourages you to be calm and to be at peace and helps you to keep your stress levels down, not just by distracting you or stimulating you or something, but through real holistic ways. And yeah, they bring a lot of peace to your life. The Nine of Cups is like a stressful situation melting away. And yes, I think that the physical intimacy is really, really nice in this connection. And I'm not just talking about the sexual connection, even just, you know, non-sexual physical touch is very healing and soothing within this connection. One or both of you could have physical touch as a love language, but that is coming through too. So that's the interpretation for those of you who do not have a specific person. So if you do have a specific person, this is going to be your interpretation. If you want to skip this part, this is the timestamp that you can go to. There'll be a clickable one down below so that you can skip it. But for those of you who do have a person, I would bet that you haven't been spending a ton of quality time with your person recently. Maybe in some cases there's also been not as much communication between the two of you as there usually is, but I don't get the sense that this is because the connection is fizzling out or anything like that. It very much seems with the Empress and the Six of Pentacles here that you are both focused on your own things right now, but at the same time, you are both eagerly waiting to see each other again. So I get the feeling that both of you are ambitious people and hardworking people, and you have your own unique goals and dreams. Like, you have your own thing going, they have their own thing going, and I think that you admire that about each other. You could both be either like self-employed or you take initiative. So even if you're working within a company, it's like you take initiative to learn new things and to level up. You take that upon yourself. And I feel like you both have that quality about you and are both supportive of each other's goals and dreams. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like you've been so focused on your goals that the time just goes by like that. You're like, oh my gosh, have we not seen each other in X days or X weeks or whatever it is? Or have we not hung out or gone on a date in X amount of time? Like, where did it go? I swear, like even a year now for me feels so fast because I'm just like so focused on what I'm doing and like working and busy. It's kind of scary how fast the time goes. So it could be something like that, but it seems like your focus is on your own paths right now, but you always keep each other in your minds, and I don't think in any way you've drifted apart. I get the sense that you and your person are the type that once you reunite after a long time, it's like you're just picking right back up where you left off. So I think your next blessing is a reunion. This person may reach out to you soon and ask you to hang out, and I feel like they have something planned for you. There's a specific place they want to take you, a specific experience they want to have with you. They've maybe like planned a date. So they've been thinking about it for some time. It's not just like a, hey, are you free right now? Which is fine, but seems more like they're intentionally planning that they want to take you somewhere. And I think it's going to be a pleasant surprise. I feel like I'm seeing you getting a text from them and you're not really expecting it. Maybe you're like up to here in work that you have to do. It's like a busy weekday afternoon and like ding, your phone goes off and it's your person and they're like, hey, there's this event going on and I thought we could go together. Like, I miss you. I've been thinking about you. And it's just, like I'm like feeling giddy because I do feel like it's been a while since you've been with your person in the way that you want to. And just to know that even though you've had your own things going, this whole time they were thinking about you and like this whole time they missed you, it feels so sweet. And I would bet that when you do see each other, they're gonna let you know how much they've missed you. Maybe it's a little bit more than you think, you know? Like, maybe you don't expect them to be missing you that much, but they do, and they'll let you know. Like, oh, I've missed you so much. I really wanted to see you. I can just imagine you, for example, like cuddling, and they're like, oh, I've been wanting to do this for so long. And maybe you're even noticing that they've become a bit more affectionate the next time you see them. more affectionate, more vulnerable. It just seems like they're being a lot more, I mean, they've always had that love for you, but they're expressing it more. They are acting more loving towards you. They're acting more sweet towards you. And I think this is mirroring your energy, because I get the sense that you are a really like sweet and loving person as well, and for them to be just matching that energy right back to you, it's so cute. I just had a visual of, you know, when you like, I don't know what it's called, when you like boop your noses together like this. I just had like an image of you doing that, like a little nuzzling something going on. I don't know, it was very sweet. And you know, I just heard the word oasis too. So honestly, I feel like both of you have been quite busy. Maybe you've even been going through it, just like with stress or some shit going on in your life. It doesn't feel too heavy. It just feels like stress and frustration and just like tired. I mean, that is pretty heavy, but feeling like, oh my gosh, I need a break, I'm gonna burn out. And I think when you're together, it feels like an oasis. And I do think, because we have this Nine of Wands here, there's this awareness of like, we're so happy that we were able to have this reunion, and now we have to go back to our daily busy lives, and it may be a while before we see each other again. So for some of you, I'm also seeing an example of a long distance relationship. So imagine your person's like, I can come see you for a week, and you just spend like the best week together. And then at the end of the week, you know, like, okay, I have to go back now. Okay, we're going back to reality now, going back to our own things now. There's that kind of feeling, whether that's going back to your hometown or just going back to your normal schedule. It's like we had this magical moment together, and it recharged us, and we shared a lot of affection and shared our feelings for each other. And now we go back to our daily lives, but this time we go back and we carry that sweetness with us. So something's different this time when you go back to your daily schedule. Maybe before, like imagine, okay, this is just an example, but I mean, it could happen. Could happen, group number 2. Imagine you spend this beautiful time together and you like tell each other, I love you, for the first time. So yes, you're going back to your daily stuff, but now you love each other. So it's different. Like you have this sweet memory of what happened. You have this sweet memory of the developments here, so that when you go back to your daily life, you're just feeling giddy and thinking about it. And the waiting to see each other again, now rather than feeling sad of like, oh, I miss them, when am I going to see them again? It feels more like I can't wait to see them, I can't wait to see them. And I would bet that you are already planning for the next time. So I don't get the sense that you're going to be left in the dark of when am I going to see them again. I think you're going to have this beautiful reunion with them, and you're going to plan and make sure you have a next date, so that now when you're waiting to see each other, it feels like happy and exciting rather than feeling like doubt and, oh, I miss you. Yeah. And I also think that any worries that you've had surrounding this connection are going to be addressed and are going to be dissolved, because there's a message coming through that although you have been working hard, maybe there's been a part of you that has struggled to focus and struggled to be present, because there's a part of you that's worried about this connection. There's a part of you that's up in your head about this connection and either feeling like uneasy about it or feeling uncertain about it. And that has taken your focus away from the present moment. But with what you're experiencing here in this next reunion, I think it just blows all the uncertainty out of the water. You're like, yes, this is my person. Like, this is my freaking person. So I can go back to work or go back to my daily life, go back to my hometown, whatever it is, and like have that certainty sitting deep within my soul. And then I'm not thinking about it all the time. And I can focus on my stuff, knowing that all is well. So yes, your blessing is a reunion, but more than that, your blessing is like a deep sense of reassurance. I think there's just something very like emotional and affectionate and sweet and like deep and intimate that is being shared here that really anchors the truth of this connection in you and makes it so that you don't, oh, I feel so happy for you, group number 2. That just made me emotional. Makes it so that you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for you. So we're gonna go into the extended now, where we are gonna see if there's anything you could do to speed up manifesting this blessing or make the process more smooth. And on the flip side, is there anything that could slow down or hinder the progress as you align with this blessing? We are going to see 2 potential time frames for receiving this blessing and what the signs have been trying to tell you when it comes to this connection. If you haven't been seeing signs, then we will see what signs you can be looking out for to know that you're getting a message about this connection. And we're also going to get a message from your person. It could be their higher self, their human self, or both. For group number 1, it was both, but we are going to get a message from them. So the links will be down below to all the different platforms, and I will meet you wherever works best for you. But if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you want to find me elsewhere, you can check out my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram. You can check out the extended readings that we do here, as well as exclusive full-length pick a card readings. So the different platforms that they're on will be linked down below: Vimeo, Patreon, and YouTube memberships. It's all the same content, just on different platforms. So you can choose which one works best for you. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your person's higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose Love High, this is going to be a reading all about the blessings or the good news that is coming to your love life. So I want to start off with an intuitive message that was coming through, and this is very specific. I don't think it's for everybody, but someone needs to hear it. There is a message for those of you who have a crush on someone or who have lingering feelings for someone, but you don't want to. It feels like a crush or feelings that are inconvenient. And there is this message that you are going to be freed from those feelings. And it's like, thank God I can just move on with my life now. Like, I see clearly now. And the way it was coming through at first actually was a message about getting the ick. So that could specifically be the case for some of you. If you have a crush on someone and you're like, oh my God, why can't I stop crushing on this person? This is so annoying. They could be doing something that gives you the ick. And then you're like, oh, thank God. Like, I can move on from you now. Of course, this could be a more serious relationship. Like if you were hung up on an ex or someone who you know is not good for you, then the blessing here can be that you will finally be free of those lingering feelings and be free of that baggage. Some of you may be receiving closure that you need so that you can finally move on. Again, this is a message for those of you who are wanting to move on. There could be a message in here for those of you if you have feelings for a certain person of interest and you would like to keep those feelings. Your feelings could be proven because you don't get the ick in a situation where you normally would. So whatever the case may be for you, you'll probably know which side of that you resonate on, but I feel like your true feelings are going to be proven and you'll have more clarity about them. I once saw this reel that was like, if you want to know if you really like someone, imagine them coming up to you. They're like really happy. They're about to tell you some good news, and then they just like drop into the splits in front of you, like a full split because they're so happy. And if you still like them after imagining that, then you really like them. And I have to say it was true for me, because if my partner did that in front of me, I would be laughing my ass off and I would be very impressed. It would be endearing. Okay, so here is the full breakdown of today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And like I mentioned in the intro, the YouTube reading is going to start off with your fragrance. So we are going to spray the fragrance and see what intuitive messages we pick up from the scent. I've also looked up the different notes that are in this fragrance, and I wrote down the spiritual meanings associated with each note. So we're going to look at that as well and see what the energy of your next love is going to be. Then we're going to do an energy check on you. So we're going to look into your current energy and your current situation, as well as the energy that you are about to step into. And then we're going to see the events that will be unfolding in your love life and the resulting blessing from those events. And there's going to be two different interpretations for this part. So there will be one for those of you who do not currently have a specific person in mind, as well as one for those of you who do currently have a specific person. And there will be timestamps so that you can skip to the part that applies to you. But of course, you are welcome to stick around and listen to both. There may be messages for you in both parts, regardless of your current relationship status or situation. And then in the extended, this is going to be available on various platforms: Patreon, Vimeo, YouTube memberships. It's all the same, but just so that you can pick whatever platform works best for you. If you are considering joining a membership option, thank you very much. I would just ask that you read the descriptions of the different membership levels and make extra sure that you know what you're getting for the level that you want to join. So in the extended, we're going to see what you could do in order to manifest this blessing more quickly and more smoothly. And on the flip side, what could possibly slow down or hinder your progress? We are going to see two possible time frames. Okay, I don't know what just happened. I heard we're just out here doing our best. Who is that from? Is that your person's higher self? We're just out here doing our best? I don't know. Let's keep going. Two possible time frames pertaining to your connection, when this blessing could be happening, and you can claim one or both of them. Actually, both group 1 and group 2 got more than 2 time frames, so we might get more for you as well. For those of you who have been seeing signs, we're going to see what they've been trying to tell you about this connection that is coming into your life or that you're currently in. If you haven't been seeing signs, then we're going to find out what signs you can look out for to know that something is happening in your connection. And then we are going to get a message from your person. So the person you're currently involved with, or the new person that you're manifesting, we will likely hear from both their human self as well as their higher self. That's how it's been for the other groups. But this is our full breakdown. I just saw 555, and I actually saw that on the clock too earlier. So that could be an important number for you. Let's get into it. We're going to spray the fragrance. This is probably the one that I personally use the most out of the 3. In fact, I like this one so much that I purchased the full bottle after trying this sample. So I'm very familiar with this fragrance, but let's just spray it. It's so nice. It feels summery to me. It feels bright, breezy, fresh. I imagine an iridescent, swirling, light blue color with this fragrance. And I wore this a lot when I was traveling, so it does remind me of travel. When I smell this scent, I'm transported to like staying over at my friend's house, hopping on the plane, packing up my bags. Like, I would wear it when I'm on the go. So it could be a sign for you that life is about to become quite eventful. And I'm also seeing a pair of shoes. Maybe someone is getting new shoes, or the person you're manifesting has good taste in shoes. What is homeboy's gonna like? Get it. Let me know if you know that reference. But let's look at the notes. But yeah, what I was gonna say is I feel like in this next era of your life, it is eventful. I do see you running around quite a bit, but it's not like chaos. It's flow. It's eventful, but you're in the flow. It's not like life is pulling you in a million directions. It's like you're flexible and flowing where you're meant to go. And your days are packed with beautiful activities. Yeah, okay. So your notes are apple, orange flower, jasmine, sandalwood, and peach. There were a couple notes here that had spiritual meanings of sensuality, sexuality, temptation, passion. So there was a feeling of a strong sexual connection that I think is heightened by a spiritual connection. Especially because we have like healing, divine connection, purifies 7 chakras. So I feel like your next love is like a deeply spiritual connection. You have some kind of spiritual connection to this person. It creates a strong desire for sexual union. With this temptation here, maybe you can't act on it right away. I don't know. But there's also a lot of messages of like, yeah, passion, joy, vitality. It feels very enthusiastic. It feels very exuberant. And for those of you who have been feeling just kind of bored or stuck in life, I feel like this next era is going to be really fun and exciting. And like, it's igniting your passion. I heard something about you being able to utilize your natural gifts, okay? It's like some of you are in a job or in a position, in a role that either has nothing to do with your natural gifts or you just can't really use them to their full extent yet. I feel like a lot of you who chose this group, you are not aware yet of just how big your gifts and talents can grow. Like they are still growing. They are still developing. And I think you can surprise yourself with the size of your potential. I also saw 10-10 just now. So I saw 5-5-5 and I saw 10-10. It's time for something to be brought to completion for my group number 3s, and I think that this message very much has to do with the fulfillment of a wish. It's like, and I'm seeing someone, I don't know, I said this for another group, but when I get these visuals, it's more about the emotion that they convey, because I'm seeing someone looking at a list and they're like, let's just finally check off everything on this list, you know, things that have been left undone for such a long time. Maybe this is a spirit guide who's like, why don't we fulfill this wish for you? This has been there for a while. This order has been pending for a while. Should we just clear this list? Should we just give you everything? I feel like it's time. You're probably being ushered into a new era and have to tie up loose ends from your last chapter. And this includes both closure from things that you will leave in the next closure from things that you will leave in the previous chapter. But it also includes fulfilling all the desires that you had in the previous chapter. I hear like a spirit guide or someone, a higher power saying like, should we just get this done for you? Let's finally, it's about time we get you this. You've been wanting this for a long time. Let's give you that. So it is meant to happen, I'm hearing. Some of you were not sure. Was this really meant to happen? I've been wanting it for a long time and it didn't happen, so maybe it's not. Is it really? Yeah, it's time to finally reach completion with something. Okay, so let's put your fragrance up here. And we're gonna get into your energy check. I'm gonna drink some water. And let's start by taking a look at your current energy. I just saw 1221, which is a mirroring number. I feel like I've been seeing that a lot recently. We have Jasper. Oh, Jasper is the name of my cat who passed away. Sweet baby. We have Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And we have Passion. So that was one of the keywords that came out for your fragrance. It was orange flower. It had the keyword of passion. The sacral chakra could be significant for some of you. I'm hearing words like expansion and creativity. So you could be in your creative era. This love that you're manifesting could be someone who inspires you to create a lot. And the feeling they give you, it feels like something inside of you is expanding. And I think this is because this love shows you that it's okay to take up more space. This is someone who showers you with a lot of attention, I'm hearing. It's like they're always looking at you. Their eyes are always on you. Like you're the most mesmerizing person to them. If I said this very dramatically, I could say they don't see anyone else but you. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And something about their influence on you feels like your energy centers are expanding. It literally feels like a hot air balloon is expanding in my heart and in my like sacral chakra area. And I feel this message of like, take up space. And the light that's coming out of it is so pure. It's almost like this love sees your soul all crumpled up and is like, get out and stretch. Let your extremities stretch out and take up more space on this earth. Like the earth needs more of your beautiful soul. This is someone who definitely, I'm hearing, fills you to the brim with passion. I'm also hearing the word explosive, which I think is just symbolic for a very big expansion and could just fill you with such emotion, like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy, I'm gonna explode, or like, you're so sweet, I'm gonna explode. You know, I'm kind of using dramatic, what do you call it, hyperboles, but it feels very, very expansive. Something that I'm seeing here with Jasper, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like just a card that says Jasper is a bit vague because there's so many different types of Jasper that I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? And then we also have Fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Some of you could be either keeping your dreams very small to avoid disappointment, or making your dreams bigger and vaguer than they need to be in order to avoid disappointment. Let me see what the internet says. I just feel like Jasper is so vague. Jasper in its various forms is widely recognized for its spiritual properties, particularly as a grounding and protective stone. It is believed to connect individuals with the earth's energy, fostering a sense of stability, security, and peace. Jasper is also associated with healing properties, including emotional balance, physical energy, and spiritual awakening. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, like, I'm just looking at the Google results, but it goes down to like, this is what red jasper means, this is what green jasper means, this is what other jasper varieties mean. So yeah, it's, you gotta narrow down. So some of you, the universe is asking you to get more specific. If you know, okay? If you know specifically what, or if you know specifically whom you want, don't kid yourself about it, is what I'm hearing. Like, if I just saw 1717 too. That's the number of the star. So the universe is saying you would be surprised and is basically hinting that whatever you want wants you, or whomever you want wants you. I almost feel some of you are in this energy of like, well, I really want this, but that's not going to happen, so let me ask for that. I used to do this with my career aspirations. Like, when people ask me what I wanted to do for my career, I wouldn't tell them the truth because I was like, oh, well, that's not going to happen anyway. So I told them a more generic career that I want to do, a more practical one, if you will, that I want to do. And that was like my rehearsed answer that I told everybody, because there was this part of me that couldn't accept what I really wanted to do. Like, oh, that's too fanciful, so I'll just say this other thing instead. And some of you could be doing this like with your prayers, or when you are talking to the universe, and the universe is like, well, you know, I can see what you want anyway, but it's going to be really hard to guide you in that direction if you don't ground yourself in that truth. In order to receive the guidance you need, you got to ground yourself in the version of you who has it in the future, and start thinking like them and start moving like them. And the universe is kind of like, I can't guide you if you are purposely keeping things vague to avoid the disappointment of not specifically getting what you want. Like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Don't you want to surrender to the desire? Don't you want to embrace the sweetness of your desire? Like, let's do it. The universe is like, I'm ready to do it. Should we make this happen now? Okay, so the energy that you're stepping into is imagination. What you're about to step into is what you have been daydreaming, what you have been visualizing. You are literally about to step into your Delulu fantasy. It's going to be comical. Like, to see your most wildest Delulu fantasy playing out before your physical eyeballs. Like, that is literally what you're stepping into. Take a walk on a rainbow. Reality is not always the space you need to inhabit. What worlds can you create in your mind's eye? Imagination can inflate your fears, but it can also be used to piece together exciting new ideas and possibilities. I have this visual of someone who I think is you walking into a room and just like their jaw drops. I think the reality that you are manifesting, it's jaw-dropping. There's that Justin Timberlake song where he's like, I used to dream about this. Dun, 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 dun. The one I'm singing right now is Drums. That's a remix of it. Or not a remix, but it samples the Justin Timberlake. I used to dream about this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, sorry. Anyway, new moon in Sagittarius, focus on the positive. So whenever you happen to be watching this, the next time the moon is in Sag could be significant. I'm also thinking of the new moon in Sag in the Moonology deck. I believe it says luck is on your side. We're going to claim that for you. Lots of Jupiter energy going on here. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Number 14, which is associated with the Temperance card in Tarot, that's also ruled by Jupiter. And it makes a lot of sense because I've been feeling this like big expansive energy in me. And I feel like both of these together are asking you to expand your imagination. And it's interesting, this card says imagination can inflate your fears, but it can also be used to piece together exciting new ideas and possibilities. I would say something that will help you on your journey is changing your relationship with imagining and pretending. Because yes, daydreaming and fantasizing is a form of pretending, but so is worrying. And yet we don't look down on worrying in our society. We do look down on daydreaming and imagining, and it's like, oh, that's make-believe, that's delusional. But both of them are forms of pretending, and pretending is how you manifest. Because pretending just means you're assuming a role. So, or like assuming a hypothetical reality inside of you. And that is quite often the first step to aligning with it. It exists inside you before it exists outside of you. So you can harness your imagination to create amazing things. And this is what you're about to do. And then we have music. Very interesting. Some of you could be, I mean, we did talk about your creative energy. So some of you could be musicians. I just saw 2244 with that. 32 could be a significant age of you or someone else. You could receive messages through music from your spirit guides, from your person's higher self. It's interesting that music comes through as like a future energy. Maybe some of you are getting into music if you aren't already. But yeah, I would definitely look out for signs in music. Okay. So we're going to get into the chain of events that is unfolding in your love life. I'm just thinking about that drum song. I'm gonna link both of them down below, like the original Justin Timberlake and the one that samples it. But the one that samples it has this line, "The less you give to me, the more I want it." There's something you want, but you feel like you can't have it, or your access to it has been limited. And that's probably what the temptation message was talking about in your fragrance notes. The attraction is mutual, group number 3. What you want wants you, or whom you want wants you. This, I'm hearing this runs deep. This runs deep. Okay. What do we got going on? How many cards is that? 4. Sheesh. Okay, we have 5 of Wands. Justice. That feels like conflict being resolved. Interesting. Temperance. We were talking about temperance. 2 of Wands and Temperance. We have the 6 of Cups. Yep, definitely a spiritual connection. That goes very deep. When I look at you, yeah, never be a day when I'll be afraid. When I look at you, yeah, never be a day when I tell myself. That song is called Deep. That's why I started singing it. I can't breathe, my heart's on fire, but you make me feel like life's just fine. Even when I'm looking in the mirror and I feel like I can't get by. 10 of Cups. I know that everything is gonna be okay from deep in your eyes. And the bottom of the deck is Page of Wands. Me bursting into song. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are musicians, like you and or your person, or you really need to be looking out for messages in music, because I was not mentioning songs or singing like this in the other groups, and now suddenly I'm full of tunes. So anyway, we are definitely moving into a new era with this Page of Wands here. You're transforming. Oh my gosh, now I'm thinking of Aquamarine. I'm transforming and realigning. I'm gonna have to make a playlist for you guys, and it's just gonna be for group number 3, because I don't think any songs were mentioned in the other groups. We are going to start with the interpretation for those of you who do not currently have a specific person. So if you do have a specific person and you like to skip this part, this will be the timestamp for you to do that. It's also going to be down below for you to click. But of course, you are welcome to stick around for this message, regardless of your relationship status. So if you don't have a specific person in mind just yet, we have this big energy coming through at the beginning, and I feel like the fact that this is made up of 4 cards just indicates that it is something quite significant that is probably going to affect other areas of your life more than just your love life. In fact, I often feel that with temperance, it's like something that is affecting you on many different levels. And when I saw the 5 of Wands with Justice, I felt like a conflict was being reconciled. It did feel like an inner conflict. An inner conflict inside of you is being reconciled. Some of you are reconciling a conflict with another person, but I feel like most of it is happening on your own. An example that's coming to my mind is someone who did you wrong in the past, and when they finally come forward to apologize, it's just like very half-hearted. They don't really seem sorry about it. And so you don't get the closure you may have wanted from them, but you take it upon yourself to like reconcile it within you so that you can move on. So it could be with someone else for some of you, like a conflict you had with someone else. But for many of you, it feels like an inner conflict or an inner disharmony that has existed for a long time. We are no longer rocking back and forth between 2 sides, between 2 extremes. We are no longer rocking back and forth between black and white, and we're learning how to stay firmly in the middle. When we look at Justice and Temperance, these are both cards that highlight the importance for balance. But Justice, it's like 2 scales that can only move on one dimension. They can only both go up and down. So they can just go back and forth like this. Temperance is water flowing. It can go in any direction. It finds its balance by flowing. It's not limited to just one dimension. And so there's something you have been stuck on and unable to reconcile because you've been seeing it in a one-dimensional way. Like, is it this or that? Should I do this or that? Should I be up or down, more or less? Like this very binary way of looking at it, when in reality the solution is fluid and changing, and you have to learn how to swim in it. Yeah. For some of you, this could be like, as it pertains to your dream. Maybe you have gone back and forth between like, let's believe in this big wild dream, let's be hopeful about it, and then no, let's forget about it and be realistic. And that really reduces the longing of your soul to like a weird, irrelevant binary, when really the solution is like, let's just keep flowing forward and embrace each moment as it comes and trust that everything will fall into balance. This feels like allowing your nature to balance itself the same way an ecosystem would balance itself. It's like, it's not balance between 2 rigid things. It's like all the organisms moving in harmony with each other. You are a complex being and you're a multidimensional being, and viewing yourself in this black and white way, or like it has to either be this or that, it has to either be yes or no, I feel like has been holding you down. Multiple things can be true about you at once. Multiple things can be true about your connection or about your counterpart at once. And I think there's some pendulum swing as well that is coming to an end. An emotional pendulum swing that has been quite exhausting. Like, I'm swinging this way and then that way and then this way and then that way. Like, another example I'm thinking of is like the swing between obsessing over something and then becoming apathetic about it, it's tiring if you're going back and forth like this, and that is being resolved. So you're reaching a really peaceful place inside yourself. Another one is like, do I set a boundary here or do I not? And it's like, well, let's flow with life and see what we want to do. Like, it's a dance. It's not a yes or no. It's, you know, and it's like when you're riding a bike and you do little, I don't know what you call it in English, but subtle adjustments, sure. Like, to stay a little bit to left, a little bit to the right, and you keep going forward. There's no hard and fast rule. You just feel the way the bike is tipping and you keep realigning yourself to the center. So yeah, there's no one be-all end-all way about how to rebalance and recenter yourself, but you're checking in with yourself and attuning to your needs in each moment, and that's how you learn how to swim forward. So the answer comes from inside of you, not from like some rule or some like fix-all solution. Whew. I hope that that's making sense, but I feel like that's going to put you in a much more centered and peaceful place when it comes to your outlook on manifesting the love that you want. And yes, navigating a deep spiritual connection, because that is what you have. And I would not be surprised, even if maybe you haven't met this person in the 3D before, you're definitely feeling their energy and interacting with them on like the emotional plane, on the mental plane, on the astral plane. There's a lot more going on than just meets the physical eye. And so you're already navigating this connection and already learning how to swim in its waters. And I will say, when it comes to this person coming into your life, I feel like we see that here. So it's at the very end of the journey. I think that this is something that will take time. It's something that you've wanted for a long time. That's probably why your spirit guides were saying like, hey, should we finally do this? Should we finally get around to this? I feel like if you haven't already, you will have a lot of psychic experiences with this other energy, with this other soul. I do think it will heighten your psychic abilities and possibly even make you aware of certain abilities that you didn't know you had or that you previously wouldn't have believed in. And this connection is beautiful because it's really showing you the divinity inside of yourself and reminding you that all the answers you seek are already living in you. I'm hearing like they're already encoded into you, and if you can read yourself and understand yourself, then you will know your journey. You will know the world. You will know this reality that you live in, because this reality comes from you. I'm just looking at this image, and this eye, like the iris looks like the world. Oh my gosh, whatever, like my nails can't pick it up, but it looks like the planet Earth is in this person's eyes. It's like seeing the whole world in your eyes, seeing the whole galaxy in your eyes. And a big part of this journey is falling in love with your own divinity. Like, oh my gosh, I have the universe inside me. I have spirit inside me, and I am inside spirit. And any connection that opens your eyes to the beauty of that is a wonderful connection and a wonderful love. This is the gift that your souls give to each other every time, I just heard, okay? So you come back to each other time and time again and give each other this gift. I wanted to say this is you. Yeah, like I think you may really identify with this other soul and see yourself in this other soul. I am also hearing that your journey could be a lonely one, because the reality that you're living in, or the frequency you're on, I could say, is one that not very many are ready to join. So You may keep a lot of your revelations to yourself, a lot of your daily musings to yourself. That's not to say that there aren't many others who are on a similar journey, just that you're not likely to find one in your day-to-day life. In a community like this, there's probably many more who resonate and understand this journey, but at times it could definitely feel lonely. And I do think at many points during this awakening, there's this feeling of like, is it all in my head? Like, am I cuckoo right now? Is it all in my head? And those feelings will come and go, and they'll come and go again, but each time they will get smaller and smaller, and you will bounce back from it more and more quickly. Maybe that's what the pendulum swing is. Like, I'm having a spiritual awakening. Nah, it's all in my head. Like, I'm just being silly. I'm having an awakening. And that will get less and less intense until you recognize that you are, yes, a spiritual being, and you're having a spiritual awakening, and you're also living and chilling here on this earth. And that whole package together is so beautiful. And then this person comes into your life. The sun was underneath. They are coming to you. That just made me really emotional. It's like, I'm not gonna cry, but it's like, it's been a long nighttime, and this person coming into your life, it's like the sun coming up. I'm seeing them like walk in there. And I said something before about that, like walking into the room and your jaw drops, but it's like, oh my gosh, the sun is here. Oh my gosh, the sun came out. Okay. And this feeling is mutual. You are like the sun to this person, or like sunshine, you know? You're like sunshine, and they're like sunshine to you. So when you finally reunite in this lifetime, it's like the long night is over. The dark night is over. But yeah, I don't know why I can't see the exact location, but I think it's kind of a surprise. Like, you're not expecting to meet someone. You walk into a room and you're like, is it underwhelming? Like, okay, this is why I say it's underwhelming. Because, not in a bad way, in a very beautiful way. A beautiful and poetic way. Because I think the spiritual connection, right? It's so like out of this world and intense and beautiful and magical and mystical, how you've been experiencing it until now. And then to meet this person, you could be in an environment that's like very bland, you know, like, why do I want to say a boring room? That's weirdly, is it specific or is it vague? A boring room, like a very simple, not a lot going on, not a lot of decorations, like just very much like one color. It's nothing special. There's nothing in the environment that's hyping up the energy, which actually I think provides a stark contrast to how intensely they make you feel. Because imagine if you met, silly example, but if you met someone at a music festival and you're like on drugs, right? And it's like, there's all these crazy lights and loud music and like fireworks, and then you're under the influence. Like anyone could feel magical in that moment. But if you walk into a boring ass room in a boring ass environment and there's like no stimuli and your person is just standing there and you feel magical, that's a testament to how magical your connection is. But it's like, oh, you're here in this 3D vessel, in this boring place, doing this boring stuff. Like, and yet I know it's you. And it's like, it's so funny to your soul, I think, like, that this vast magical being is in this little human body doing this little human stuff. It's like, it's cute. I don't know how to describe it. Let me know if you understand this feeling, but I think it just happens one day by chance, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're here. Cool. And I don't even think you have to do anything that's outside of your usual daily stuff. I kind of feel like you're going about your day. And somehow you're put together with this person, or I also don't get the sense that one of you needs to like make a move. So maybe you're getting put together by spirit, or by, I don't know, someone's putting you beside each other or putting you face to face with each other. And of course, it's instant recognition. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands, the blessing that results from all of this. And I think this is the trajectory that you're on right now. And we've kind of talked about this, especially with the sun underneath. Like, this is a new dawn. The sun rising. A new creative era for you. You're about to get really creative, group number 3. You're about to make a lot of stuff. Well, I don't know what it is. Like, you're going to take a lot of pictures. You're going to write a lot. You're going to write songs or make songs or draw a lot, or I don't know, make videos. You're going to capture a lot of moments and capture a lot of emotions. And this goes back to that previous message of life feeling very eventful and fun and feeling enthusiastic about it. I think every day feels like an adventure. And I just heard, let's go explore the world all over again, because you've explored the world on your own. Now you're going to explore the world all over again with your counterpart, and it's going to look completely new. And I also just heard something about the merging of your minds. So maybe that has to do with telepathy. Maybe it has to do with seeing the world from each other's eyes. It could also have to do with collaboration, you know, like putting your heads together and creating something. A shared... I see like your vision as like, there's like it doesn't matter what color they are, but like a red light and a blue light, and that's your visions, and they come together to make a purple light. 4444 as I'm saying that. But you know, it could be any colors mixing. I just said red and blue randomly. Or maybe it wasn't random. But anyway, that's what I see for those of you who do not have a specific person. So for those of you who do have a specific person, this is going to be your message. If you want to skip this one, this will be the timestamp for you to go to, but you are welcome to stay for this part of the reading. Honestly, I kind of feel like everyone, that's a strong word, but I feel like pretty much everyone who chose this group does have a specific person, at least that they feel energetically. And this is like a very specific counterpart that this reading is talking about. For those of you who do have a specific person, I think that there is going to be either a conflict that is resolved between the two of you. For some of you, this could be like the end of separation, or if you had certain values that seem to just not reconcile, or certain desires for your future that seem to just not reconcile. It could even be like differing communication styles, different ways of giving or receiving love that used to put a strain in your relationship. I feel like those are going to be reconciled in a way where truly both of you feel like your needs are being met. I also want to say, if there have been any external blockages when it comes to you being together, or just things that made it difficult, whether it's physical distance, financial constraints, concerns or conflicts with family, with your communities, with like meddling energies, you know, something coming in between you and your person. I feel like those are going to be resolved as well. And what you're going to enjoy in this next era of your connection is that things happen as you will them. And you know, things always are going to happen in life that are unexpected or that are not exactly as we want them. But I'm hearing like this era of crisis aversion, or this era of like putting out fires, is over. So maybe you're used to in this connection, like, oh, here's a problem we have to solve. Now here's something we have to put a band-aid on. Now we have to deal with this blockage. Now we have to deal with this conflict. And it feels like you're always in like fixing mode and maybe can never fully relax. And that's going to change. And yes, things may arise that need addressing, but it's going to be a lot more gentle. Like, you're sailing smoothly with your person. It's going exactly as you will it. And when something comes up, you can just gently adjust the sails and avert it, rather than having to like, and do a crazy U-turn. Navigating your challenges together is a lot more gentle, because the harmony is being restored between the two of you, and any meddling or interfering energies are going away. And I feel called to say too that you have been dealing with a meddling or interfering energy that has been affecting many in the collective. I don't know if it's like people who have a spiritual connection that is similar to yours, or just humanity in general has been going through it, but its hold on your minds and on the minds of many others is going away. And that's interesting. I don't usually say messages like that, but maybe there's some helpful beings in higher realms who are like clearing this interfering energy away from Earth. And maybe a lot of us are going to be freed from it, and noticing that we are then free from inner conflicts, and conflicts that we had with others are being eased. And I feel like you're in an era now where there's a lot less barriers in your connection, including real objective barriers as well as perceived barriers. So you and your person, if you've been holding back out of fear, if you've been acting out of character because of insecurities, if past baggage has been getting in the way, I think these are things you're going to see healing in a very meaningful way in the near future. And for some of you, this could be healing things from your childhood, but I more so think the Six of Cups is representing things getting back to the way they were with your person, or the way you know that they could be. I think you've had a sense intuitively that the blockages you've been experiencing are not actually coming from the connection itself. It was an interference. And so when that's removed, things can get back to how they once were and how they are supposed to be. And I think life with your person is going to feel a lot more calm. There's a message coming through, like, you no longer feel like you have to prove yourself all the time. So maybe you don't feel like you have to prove your worth all the time, or you don't have to prove to yourself that the validity of this connection, or prove to yourself that like things are gonna unfold the way you desire. There's an energy where you don't feel the need to constantly look for validation and confirmation of what you're feeling. You may even find that you're watching less readings or doing less energy checks. I know it's funny for me to say that during a reading, but maybe you're already noticing that you don't really need it as much, because you're not seeking something outside of you to put you in balance or put you back in harmony. It's like you're already in balance and in harmony with your person. I feel life being peaceful and quieter, but this quiet, I think, is coming from within. We have been talking a lot about, life being eventful and exciting, but inside it's like peace, which means that you can be present during your eventful life. There's a message about you receiving like treatment as well, or maybe it's your person. Someone could be receiving a treatment for their physical health or for their mental health that is vastly improving things, and it's allowing them to be more in the moment. So for example, maybe as a result of this treatment, someone's focus is improving so they can stay present in the moment. Or as a result of this treatment, someone's like chronic pain is going away. That I think would also allow you to be much more present in the moment, because your brain isn't like pain, 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 and yelling at you all the time. There's a little spider by the bookshelf, and it wasn't moving this whole time, like the whole time I've been doing this reading, and it just started moving. I don't know, what is that? Something you thought was stagnant is moving again? Something you thought was like dead is not, and it's still moving, and it's still progressing, and it's still alive. Hi, buddy. He's very cute. He's like little, but he has long legs. Spiders could be a significant sign for you as well. And I want to say the biggest blessing for you is this like reconciliation, the removal of this interfering energy, and just inner harmony. And you can finally move towards the future that you've wanted with your person, because you have the energy to do so, you have the presence to do so, you have the material resources and the like mental capacity to think about it. There's definitely something about coming out of survival mode, and you can start doing things. It's funny, it's like getting back to things that have been on your to-do list, but being able to do those now feels like a luxury. Like just even being able to like do errands but be present in it and be in the moment with it, and not have a million things that you're worrying about, or not have this pain in your body while you're doing it. It's like that in itself feels like such a blessing. So once this big stressor is removed, I honestly feel like every moment in your life is going to feel like a blessing and a miracle. And we were talking about that in the other interpretation before, you guys, with the Page of Wands. Like every day feels like an adventure and getting to explore the world all over again, but this time with harmony inside yourself, and this time with harmony with your person. When you're in this good place internally, it really colors everything in your external experience in a different way. And I will say as well, on the Ten of Cups, we don't see it in this deck, but we often see like a happy family outside of their home on the Ten of Cups, spouses with their kids. So if that's something that you want, especially with the Six of Cups here, that also talks about children. And we do have the Sun under here too, which I mentioned in the previous interpretation, which also has children on it. And pages talk about children too. So many of you could be starting a family, or growing your family, or getting to spend more quality time with your family. For some of you, there could be a message here about reconciling with your family, or reconciling with your person's family, if that's something that you want to do. If you don't want to do that, then you certainly don't have to, but please feel free to claim that message as well. I really just want to say that I heard difficult dramas, like the difficult situations, the dramas, and the interferences are over. And you can live life as the dreamer that you've always been on the inside, because that's what you really deserve. And I know it hasn't been easy. Maybe I don't know you personally, but I want to say that, like, I know it hasn't been easy. And this is a life of peace that is waiting for you. And yes, like, things are going to come up that disrupt the peace sometimes, but again, like, recentering yourself is going to be much easier and more gentle from now on. So I think with the arrival of this blessing, there's really no doubt in your mind about where you stand with your person. It's just such a relief to know that the challenges and the conflicts were not arising from the essence of the connection itself, but like something that was messing with it. And I feel like you probably knew that deep down, but sometimes when things are tough, you doubt that. So this will be a wonderful confirmation for you, group number 3. So this is everything I'm seeing for you. We're going to move into the extended now, where we see what you could do in order to speed up the manifestation of this blessing or align with it more smoothly, if there's anything you can do. And on the flip side, is there anything that could potentially hinder or slow down the progress of this blessing? We are going to see 2 time frames. That's what it is. We're going to see 2 time frames that could be significant to this connection, and you can claim one or both of them, and what the signs have been trying to tell you about this connection. If you haven't been seeing signs, then we'll find out what signs you should be looking out for pertaining to this connection. And then finally, we will get a message from your person's human self and higher self. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. You will find the links to all of the different platforms down there, and you can meet me wherever works best for you. If you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, you can check out my tarot Instagram, my personal Instagram. You can check out the extended readings as well as exclusive full-length pick a card readings. So those will be linked down below on all the different platforms. It's the same content everywhere, just on different platforms, so you can access it wherever works for you. And you can check out my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your person, their higher self, and your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!